Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me once again for Can We Talk About It, where we do talk about that elephant in the room. I would first like to say um, hello to my husband, whom I love very much, and I'm thanking the Lord that um, we're together, we're on one accord. Things are going good with us. I hope things are going good with you. I want to give a shout out to Mr. Mace at Red Lobsters. I've been having a lot of problems with them. Uh, I I very rarely go there, but when I do go, I do like their biscuits, and sometimes I get cake or whatever. And these people over here on Ford Road and Telegraph just messed my food up. I mean, they totally messed it up. And he was very nice to me, and he gave me a couple of coupons to come back and stuff. And I just liked his attitude. And he was a young man, and I like that most of all. But what I do want to say to Red Lobsters is you have way too many young folks working there. I don't care how many classes they have. They mess over this food. They play with this food. They throw this food around, and you actually need to get um, people other than all of these young folks. I know you. Well, they don't have no place to go and nothing to do. There's Payless. There's Dollar Tree. There's a lot of other things. If they don't want to work there, they can go to school, get some type of degree, and get a better job. But when it comes to young folks working and wait staff, I just don't think that it should be that way because I've seen time and time again, too many times on Facebook, on YouTube, where people then they've videotaped these people sitting in sinks where chicken is supposed taking baths where chicken is supposed to be cooked, messing over the chicken, throwing the food, stepping on the food, flipping the burgers, letting it fall on the floor. It's just a mess, and we really do need to stop this. And I just want to also say hi to my son Robert, who's um, with me right now, and I love you so much. And you've actually been a great inspiration to me. I'm glad that we're able to talk and spend time together. I want to say hi to my daughter, Robin. Hey, sweetie. Her birthday was Saturday, July the 18th. That's my oldest, and I love her so much. So let's begin with the show. First, before I start, I want to say that I don't know if you guys heard of this young lady named Candace on she has a lot of points as far as the black community, as far as fathers not being in the communities and this, that, and the other. But there's one thing I do want to say. She's always talking about studies and statistics and ratings. They lie, sweetie. Studies lie, statistics lies, rating lie. I don't know where, we look at things that and this is really the only way I can say it. And I'm not saying all white people are racist. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying, just like I'm not saying some black people aren't racist. But what I am saying is the people who wrote these statistics, they're going to tell you what they want you to know. So with that being said, she was saying something about we want to be, it seems as though, we like being in the situation. You sound like Kanye West, sweetie pie. You need to go on somewhere with that. For one, you talk too fast. People, you try to talk over folks, and you're just very disrespectful in that manner. I understand you're trying to get your point across, but, boo to some of the things you say. Now, especially these, whenever you talk, well, I read so-and-so, and the rating said, the statistics said. So before we start cutting into Candace, I want to share with you, which I shared with you some years back about a woman who her name is Alice Bailey. And before I say anything else about her, I want you to know that the United Nations, they support this 10-point plan that I'm about to tell you about as far as black people, Afro Americans. I'm gonna say it like that. So they have a 10-point plan system, and this plan has been in effect since the 1880s, early 1900s, and uh, the New World Order has also supported this plan and picked up this plan, and it's called the 10-point plan of the New World Order: how to prepare the way of the Antichrist. Now, mind you, this was written way back in late 1800s, early maybe 1920s, something like that. So their first plan of defense, which we all know this is what happens and we need him back, to take God and prayer out of the education system. Not only did they take God out of the classroom, the school rooms, the courtrooms, I mean, now they're because of this virus or whatever you want to call it, they're taking the people out of the church, and we can't even assemble ourselves together, to enjoy church. Um, with this corona, we can't touch each other, we can't be intimate, we can't have like a relation. It's like they're turning us actually into robots. You're 6 feet away from each other. Don't touch this person. Don't touch that person. It's making us cold. It's making us callous, and it's sad. And I'm praying for all of you guys, and I hope you guys are praying for me, because these are truly the days of sorrows. These are, I believe, when the coronavirus started, or they said, it's here, so to speak. These became the beginning of sorrows, the beginning days of sorrow. Now, the second 10-point plan system that Alice Bailey and the New World Order had was to reduce the parental authority over children. Now, there's children are running amok. I mean, children are disrespecting their parents. Children are literally killing their parents. We're being friends with our children. We're not. When I grew up, children were to be seen and not heard. Now it's like, well, they have a voice, and we should let them voice their opinion. You are a child, and you do what I tell you, or you will not be living in my house. You young parents give these 3-year-old children the run of the house. They're telling you what to do. You don't even cook for your children no more. They basically cook for themselves. They got little children, little girls twerking. They got little boys. That's a G. He's a dog. Why are you calling your kids dogs? Your baby is not a gangster. What? You know what? I feel as though the children of today, and I'm not talking about the babies because they are the next generation, but we're not going to make it past this generation right here. We are not going to make it past this generation. These children, and I don't care if you have a child or not, you are still a child. They think they know it all until something happens to them and they want to scream for mama or they want to scream for daddy. And then when daddy and mama come and get them out of it, daddy is a B, mama is a B, now they're back to calling you out your names. Parents and my loving grandparents, quit helping these type of children. He said, well, if I don't help them, their children going to get taken and I can't take them, then so be it. They're laying down, especially these young girls. They attach themselves to someone. They lay down and have a baby. And then when the person does not want to be with them, or just say it was just a one-night stand or whatever, I'm going to put child support on you. And the bad thing about it is the father may want to see the children, and she don't want him to see them. She's using the child as a pawn. Then she goes to court as if the male was the monster when she's the true monster, because child support is meant to take care of the child. It's not meant for a failed relationship. It's not meant to keep you in the way that you feel that you should be living, while your child is living like he's in a third world country and he's living right with you. You use this money to do what you want to do. Your child still suffers, and then what do? You go back to the courts and say, well, this is not enough. My child, you know what? A bunch of you young and old skanks need to lay up, just get up off of these young men and some of these old men that want to take care of their children, and you want to be a devil and keep the child away from the father. Shame on you. Shame on you. I don't understand how women, some women have a job, and for some of these men, they give them so much child support to where they quit their job because they feel like the money is to take care of them and the child. Newsflash, it's only for the child, you dummy. You want to turn into bums, you want to live off the welfare, and but it's black power, it's Black Lives Matter. What are you doing to make your life better and your children's life better? A lot of you women out here are so lazy. And I mean, you're like 18, 19, 20 years old. And it's a shame that it has to be that way. So with the 10-point plan, New World Order, you're falling right into it. To reduce the parental authority over the children. You send them to daycare. Somebody else is taking care of your children. And then after they get home and they start talking to you and telling you what they ain't gonna do, I don't understand what's wrong with them. You not being in a home, you not taking time with your children, you wanting to be out with your so-called single girlfriends, you running up under some man, you putting men before your children, you're putting everything before your children and God. That's what's wrong. And shame on you. Now, the organizations that's leading the way for this global New World Order is the United Nations, the Council of Foreign Relations, the Bilderberg Group, the Gorbachev Foundation, and the Club of Rome, which you all know that's where the Pope is, and you know everybody think he's Antichrist, but he isn't. But he's leading the way, and he's opening doors for the Antichrist. Now, what really gets me is there are a lot of you people out here that claim that you're Christians, and you sit up. As soon as you get out of church, you drink, you cuss, you go out to clubs. Like they say, Jesus ain't stopping at no club. Jesus ain't stopping at the hotel. This COVID is just a way for the powers to be to separate us, to keep us separate from each other. Now, I got to say one thing about the real estate agent that you guys made a president. And it's just so sad to me that a real estate agent that's a bully and has a big mouth became president. He knows nothing of world affairs. He doesn't have any type of couth. He doesn't have no type of etiquette, if you please. And you guys voted for him. I'm going to say this. Now we have another black man, Kanye West, saying that slavery was a choice, which please don't vote for this guy because I feel like he may get in just because he's black. He's got this big following of all of these folks, and that'll be a shame if this particular black man get into office because he's not. The people that we think are for us are not for us. And I'm going to go to Black Lives Matter for a minute. Black Lives Matter are ran by homosexuals. Yeah, I said it, homosexuals. They are using Black Lives Matter because they're black, so it's Black Lives Matter. They're using that. But they are pushing their agenda. They're saying they want reparations for the thing. Are you out of your mind? This world is going crazy. What does, I almost said the F word, but I'm not. What does lesbians, bisexuals, gays, transgenders, people who does bestiality, pedophiles, what are they going, and I bet you they get reparations. When our forefathers, the ones who prayed for our generation today to be able to, for me to say what I'm saying to you, for us to be able to sit into a church without a white man monitoring what we're listening to, what is going on here? Why are we following these people because it has the word black in front of it? They are not for the Black Lives Matter. They're not for black folks. They're for pushing homosexuality, which is one of the things God said that he did not want to go on. And, you know, today's quote is, do as thou wilt. I'm gay, but God still loves me. No, you have a choice. If it wasn't wrong, you wouldn't have been in the closet so long. If it wasn't wrong, plenty of people would have stepped up like Tyra Banks. Tyra Banks is a man. I bet a lot of y'all didn't know that, but she's a man. And everybody was always watching America's Top Model. Tyra Banks is that. And I know some of you men feel so sick on the stomach, and you should, because you shouldn't be running after everybody's woman, because the Lord said that there's one man for one woman, not unless your husband or wife dies, and then you get you another husband or wife. So that's just crazy. Um, and this new world order, they actually talk about it's something else I wanted to talk to you about. Um, they talk about television statistics. I just told you I'm not into statistics, so I'm not really gonna. I'm gonna read some of this, but for children, they're talking about the number of studies examining TV effects on children. They use 4,000 children, and the number of minutes per week that parents spend in meaningful conversations with their children is 3.5 minutes. The average child watches TV 1,680 minutes or 28 hours. So I don't know if that's within a 40-hour period or whatever. That's why I say I'm not into statistics. But it's um it's just amazing how we sit up, we allow we allow television, we allow our government, we allow uh, gays, homosexuals, bisexuals, all of these people. We allow these people to run our lives, and we're like sheep, and we have no voice. Now, what I will say, back in the 60s, we had, I really don't want to say Martin Luther King, because he actually sold out to eugenics and sold us out. Once they used him to the point to where they couldn't use him no more, then he was assassinated. That's why you don't really hear Jesse Jackson talking too much on what happened with Martin Luther King. I think the best for me, the best leader that we've ever had was Malcolm X, and he didn't take no mess. And this is actually pointed towards Candace Owen. You're saying that people want to be drunk. Our black folks act this way and act that way. There's rednecks people. There's people that always gonna live beneath their means, sweetie. Um, and the Bible says, if we don't have a leader, without a true leader, the people will perish, the people will fall. So we really haven't had any leaders to lead us and guide us. So everybody has went astray to their own devices. Everybody is not everybody does not have a sound mind. Everybody is not going to have a strong mind. Some people are going to be led astray via media, via listening to whoever or whatever the case may be. But there's so many other, there's so many other avenues and routes that I can take with this Candace Owens saying that we shouldn't do this and we should go there, and statistics say, girl, bye. We need God. You want to know what the solution is? To humble ourselves and turn to God. That's the solution. All this talking about the left wing and the right wing and Republicans and Democrats. Let me tell you something. We all got Republican and Democrat in us. Some of us are liberal in some things. Some of us are conservative in some things. The House of Representatives makes a Democrat and Republican. That's how we are as people. We're liberal about some things and we're conservative about some things. But the Bible says that a house divided against itself cannot stand. And that's what the House of Representatives is. It's a house divided against itself. If that house is divided against itself, it divides the people in that house, which is the country of the United States. So for this woman to say, well, Republicans, they have our best interests at heart and this, that, and the other. Nobody has your best interests at heart but the Lord. And at the end of the day, Democrats and Republicans, after they finish their job, they're going to walk out together, go eat together. They're going to go play golf together. They're going to do all these things together. So all this stuff that this Owens lady is talking about, like I said, there's some of the things that she say that I strongly agree with, like fathers not being in the home, and all of this was due to this 10-point system. uh, Women couldn't have a husband because if the husband didn't work or there was no work, they would tell him you can't be here. If you have a man in the home, you can't get the money. So the man had not couldn't be in the home. So some of the things that uh that Miss Owens talk about is just, if you've never lived that era, I've lived that era. So, you're a young woman reading what you've heard other or listening to what other people said. You've read something somewhere. You don't really know what's going on. You're not researching the right things. Talk about what is the solution. God is the solution. Now, okay, I wanted to get to back to this 10-point program. So I'm go. I gotta go through this. So one of them is to use the media to change and promote the mindset. So Alice Bailey said the greatest channel you need to use to change the human attitude is media. It used the press, the radio, TV, cinema. You can tell today how successful they have been in implementing the plan over the last 50 years via media as well as advertising agencies, billboards, and magazines. If you're a weak-minded person, the power of suggestion is going to snap your mind up really quick. And I'm not saying that it's black folks' fault that some of us are we're so laid back or we don't know this or we don't know that. It's because of what we're going through right now. It's because of everything that I'm reading to you right now. Now they're sitting up talking about the government, excuse me, the government is using the media, and the media is talking about, now if you notice, every day they got this thing on here, got this COVID on here every day. And all they're doing is scaring you. All they're doing is just dividing the people. Some people feel like they're taking away, your rights, your constitutional rights, and they are. They are. They're covertly taking away your rights. And using this virus is the best way to do it. I'm going to say it like that. Using this virus is the best way to do it. Now, it's really hard. It's really hard to go to church and try to figure out what's what. And by the way, I thank the Lord for being under, I may not agree with everything that this church says, but Minister Etheridge, Pastor Geno Jennings, thank you so much for the word that you preached. There's a lot of things that was in the Bible I never even knew was in the Bible, and I thank you for opening up my eyes to a lot of things that was in the Bible. Okay, now I'm not going through all this 10-point plans of the government. I just want to go through a couple of them. Now, the 10th one is to get the government to make all these laws and get the church to endorse these changes. Now, if you notice, most of these churches, a lot of these churches, especially Baptist churches, they are 501c churches, which means the government helps them. So if the government is helping them, they can't talk about homosexuality and how God forbade it and we should too. They don't talk about how the man should stop jumping around having sex with this woman and that woman, or a woman need to stop being a slut and jumping around with every man in the church. They can't preach on that. They'll preach you a feel-good message, how Job lost all of this and God gave it back to him tenfold. Let me tell you something. We're not on this earth to party and think God's going to give us good things and all that. He's not a Santa Claus. He will give us good things, but we're on this earth to suffer as Jesus did and to let people know about the cross and to bring people to the cross and let people know that there is salvation. You see these rappers and different, excuse me, Tony Award winners talking about how, God, first they want to thank God. What God? The God of this world or the God that's up there? Because the God of all creation did not give you that award. Because some of the things you people talk about is just outrageous and it's just sad. And, we really need to pay attention to what people are saying. Just because a person used the word God, don't make it the God of all creations. And I need to get on this. There was, now you people probably didn't know there was a 10-point program that the Black Panther Party had. And I want to quickly go through these. One is we believe that black people will not be free until we're able to determine our own destiny. There's white people all in our business, and the NAACP and everything else. There's always a massa over something. We want full employment for our people. We believe that the federal government is responsible and obligated to give every man employment or granted income. Okay, we want an end to robbery by the capitalists of our black community. And that is so true. We believe that this racist government has robbed us and now are demanding an overdue draft for 40 years, 2 mules, and 40 acres. We want all black men to be exempt from military service. We want an immediate end to police brutality and murder of black people. We want freedom for all black men held in federal, state, county, and prisons and jails. Now, this came out in the 70s. These are the things we are still fighting over. We want all black people, when brought to trial, to be tried by a court, by a jury of their peers, group, or people from their black communities as defined by the Constitution of the United States of America. So all I'm saying, especially to this lady Candace Owens, this stuff has been going on and on and on and on for centuries, and you talking about how black men is this and all this old gibberish you be talking. I'm saying 60% of the things you're saying are right, but some of the things that your fast talking about is saying is wrong, and until you've lived that era, shut up. Now, on that note, one more thing I want to talk about. China is beating our black people. They're putting them out of their homes, and we're sitting up buying all of their products. We're going in there spending all our money on them. You know, if you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything. You black women out here are giving these people money to go send back over to the regime to sit up and hurt our own people. And as long as you look good and your face is painted up and you can go out and get your nails trimmed, you just don't know. What goes over there will affect the black people over here. Until we become one, we're not going to be anything. And that's just the truth of the matter. So I'm out of time. And the time just went so fast. There's so many things I want to say. But until next time, stay strong and be strong.